Hare Krishna. Dandot Pranam. Dandot Pranam. Hare Krishna, everybody. Sri Radhe. How is everything?
Going good, Hare Krishna.
Krishna mercy. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudire. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shlokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Recording in progress. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, you are all welcome for continuity of our Bhakti Vedanta study of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8. We are in this section, verse number 32 to 45. This is called Mridhva. Mridhu. Mridhu means Birjaraj, or the sand or mud. Usually it is a mud at the bank of Jamuna. And presently the place is called Brahmand Ghat. And Bhakshanam means eating. Leela is pastime. So till yesterday, up till verse 39, we have discussed that Krishna was not chastised by Mother Yashoda, though so many complaints were there against him for uh, stealing butter as a butter thief, yogurt, milk, and so many other naughty things, but mother never chastised him. So Krishna wanted that Vatsalya Prem or motherly love without chastisement is not complete. So he designed some leela that mother should chastise him. And during all other pastime, he always contributed all the things with his other coward boys, Balaram and everybody. But this time when he was in a secluded place, imitating to eat mud or actually eating mud, both are true. He did not invite anybody, he did not share with anybody. And therefore everybody become upset with him and they complained to Mother Yashoda. And this time Mother Yashoda was feeling eating mud is not good for the health of child, so she came with a stick in the hand and she was actually scolding Krishna, holding his hand and saying, everybody is complaining, have you eaten mud? There's no sweet in my house, all this. And Krishna said, no, my mother, I am your son. You have to believe me, not believe these boys. Oh, they are fighting with me, they are against me. Somehow, and if you don't, if you still have a doubt, then you see in my mouth. So there are so many acharyas, particularly this Hari Suri has written couple of allegories and some other things about eating this this pastime of Krishna's eating mud and showing universal form. But Mother Yashoda, when asked Krishna to open mouth, he actually swallowed all the mud which was in his mouth. And then he opened the mouth, and instead of anything, she saw this particular universe with 14 planetary system and Gokul and Yashoda herself and the palace of Nanda Maharaj. And outside was same thing, Jamuna, and inside was also Jamuna, and she was completely bewildered actually. So now, in this condition, this verse 40, she is thinking, what is the possibility, what I am seeing, what is this? So there are 4 reasons in this. Then she will exclude the 3 and will accept the 4th one, and then continues further. Kim swapaneta duta deva maya kim va madhiyo bata buddhi mo अथो अमुष्यैव ममार्भकस्य यः कश्चनो tapati ka atma yoga. So first thing she is thinking, oh, is this some dream? Yashoda, Mother Yashoda began to argue within herself, is this a dream? Or is it an illusory creation by the external energy, Deva Maya? Oh, has this been manifested by my own intelligence? Maybe I'm old, I cannot really think properly, or the last. Or is it some mystic power of my child? Now, Srila Prabhupada in the purport, she refutes the 3 first, says they cannot be. But the 4th is the possibility. Srila Prabhupada writes, when Mother Yashoda saw this wonderful manifestation within the mouth of her child, she began to argue within herself about whether it was a dream. Then she considered, I am not dreaming because my eyes are open. I am actually seeing what is happening. I am not sleeping, nor am I dreaming, so there is no dream. Then maybe this is an illusion created by Deva Maya. But then she is thinking, that is also not possible. What business would the demigod have showing me such a thing, showing such a thing to me? I am an insignificant woman with no connection with the demigod. I am not worshipping them. Why they show me this? And then she is thinking third thing. Why should they take the trouble to put me into Deva Maya? Okay, that also is not possible. Then Mother Yashoda considered whether the vision might be due to the bewilderment. I may have some problem with my vision. No, I am fit and ill. I am also not diseased. Why should there be any bewilderment? It is not possible that my brain is rearranged, since I am ordinarily quite fit to think. Then this vision must be the last, 4th, due to some mystic power of my son, as predicted by Garga Muni. Thus she finally concluded that the vision was due to her son's activities and nothing else. And same thing exactly Chakraparti Pad has written, exactly same thing. And Jiva Goswami writes, in some, is this some natural attainment by birth for doing astonishing things in my son? She thought this on seeing the universe inside and outside of him. Great powers stimulating, manifesting by his inconceivable Shakti Yogamaya. Now we are going to the verse number 41. अथो यथा अथो यथावन्न वितर्क गोचरम चेतो मनः करम वचोभीर अंजसा यदाश्चर्यं येन यतः परितयते सुदूरविभावयं प्रणता प्रणता समीतत्पदम्. Now she is saying, therefore let me surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offer my obeisance unto Him, who is beyond the conception of human speculation, the mind, the activities, the words, and the arguments, who is the original cause of this cosmic manifestation, by whom the entire cosmos is maintained, and by whom we can conceive of its existence. Let me simply offer my obeisances, for He is beyond my contemplation, speculation, and meditation. He is beyond all of my material activities. Srila Prabhupada writes, one simply has to realize the greatness of Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should not try to understand Him by any material means, subtle or gross. Mother Yashoda, being simple woman, could not find out the real cause of the vision. Therefore, out of her maternal affection, she simply offered obeisance unto the Supreme Lord to protect her child. She could do nothing but offer obeisance to the Lord. It is said, Achintyaha khalo ye bhava natam tarakena yojayet. Mahabharat. One should not try to understand the supreme cause by argument or reasoning. When we are beset by some problem for which we can find no reason, there is no alternative than to surrender to the Supreme Lord and offer Him our respectful obeisances. Then our position will be secure. This is very good personal application statement, that when we have no reason to understand, no argument, then there is only one thing left, that simply surrender to the Lord and be in safe hands to be secure. This was the means adopted in this instant also by Mother Yashoda. And this is a standard principle. Same thing, Nanda Baba was coming back, Vasudev told that there will be some calamities in Mathura, so he took shelter of Lord Vishnu. Whatever happens, the original cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sarva Karana Karanam. When the immediate cause cannot be ascertained, let us simply offer obeisance to the Lotus feet of Lord. Mother Yashoda concluded that the wonderful things she saw within the mouth of her child were due to Him. Him means Supreme Lord, as Krishna Himself, although she could not clearly ascertain the cause. Therefore, when a devotee cannot ascertain the cause of suffering, he concludes, Tatte anukampam samekshamano bhunjana eva atma kritam vipakam hritavaka vapobhi hirdavaka vapobhi vidadham namaste Jivetayo mukti pade sadaya bhak. This is the Brahma's prayer, often quoted by Srila Prabhupada. It is always awaiting the mercy of the Supreme Lord. The devotee accepts that it is due to his own past misdeeds that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has caused him some small amount of suffering. And some of the purport says when the devotee cannot have, because when he's practicing bhakti, so there is already klesha ghani. So uh, what type of past deeds are matured? Actually, this is due to offenses. As one commentary it says due to offenses. Thus he offer obeisances to the Lord again and again. Such a devotee is called Mukti Pade Sadaya Bhak, that he is guaranteed his liberation from this material world. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Matra Shvilastu Konde Sita Shuna Sukha Dukkada Agama Payana Antansitaksha Bharata. We should know that material sufferings due to the material body will come and go. Therefore, we must tolerate the suffering and proceed with discharging our duty as ordained by our spiritual master. Interestingly, Prabhupada has interwoven the two verses, Brahma's prayer and then Bhagavad Gita verses, this verse. And then he's saying these are all temporary happenings and we should learn to tolerate and continue our duty, which means practicing Krishna consciousness as ordained by our spiritual master. Chakravarti Pad writes, Yashoda rejected the last reason after seeing her son's hunger, thirst, naughtiness and innocence. Oh, this Krishna cannot do this because I know he's thirsty, he's hungry, he's crying, he's naughty, he's innocent. He cannot show this. No. So, not finding any real cause of the vision, Yashoda simply offered respect to the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, who is the ultimate cause of all things beyond our comprehension, and prayed for his protection. Yashoda prayed, Supreme Lord is the shelterer of the visible universe, Yada Ashraya. He created the universe, Yataha, and he is the visible cause of the universe, Yena. But he cannot be understood by persons like me, Durvibhavya. Let me simply offer my respect at his lotus feet, Tatpadam. With my mind, intelligence, action and words, may he please remove all disturbance from my child. Jiva Goswami writes, but it was not possible that her son had remarkable powers because she saw that he had hunger, thirst, same thing. And then, not able to determine the truth by more speculation, she decided the cause of her vision was Narayan, who produced the most inexplicable. Concluding the Narayan is beyond understanding, she offered her respect. Narayan cannot be understood by consciousness, mind, good karma or physical action. So, up till Narayan is same thing. But by surrender to him, by that sadhan, yen, and because of that yata, he is easily realized. I offer respect to his lotus feet, which cannot be understood because he is by nature full of inconceivable power. That is the cause of his inconceivable actions. Brother Vaishnav Toshuni Sanatana Goswami writes, taking shelter of the last option, it means Krishna. She determined that he was the Lord, Krishna is the Lord, giving up the conception of him as her son. This is the mood of Sanatana Goswami Pad. She offered respect with devotion. She speaks of his greatness, considering his desires and Shakti. On seeing directly, suddenly, altogether, the universe with cause and effect not normally seen, or other option, considering the option, she could not decide and become confused. She then offered respect to Narayan. The Lord is not really understood by logic, by mind, or by result of karma, austerity, or physical action. but is easily realized by, in truth, by sadhan. On taking shelter of him, because of him, I offer respect to his lotus feet, more inconceivable than the universe, by being simultaneously visible and invisible, with qualities and without qualities. Verse 42. Aham mamasau patiyesha me suto virjeshavarasya akil vitapasati gopyasya sagodhanasya me yanamaya atham kumati same gati. Now she has sort of renunciation. It is by the influence of Supreme Lord's Maya that I am wrongly thinking that Nanda Maharaj is my husband and Krishna is my son, and that because I am the queen of Nanda Maharaj, all the wealth of the cows and calves are my possessions, and all the cowherd men and their wives are my subjects. Actually, I also am eternally subordinate to the Supreme Lord. He is my ultimate shelter. So, she is now in a mood of renunciation. Srila Prabhupada writes, following in the footsteps of Mother Yashoda, Srila Prabhupada is giving advice to all of us. Everyone should follow this mentality of renunciation. Whatever wealth, opulence, or whatever else we may possess belong not to us but to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the ultimate shelter of everyone and the ultimate owner of everything. Manas deho geho jo kuch mora. This is the mood of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. As stated by Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yagatapasam. The sages, knowing me, the ultimate purpose of all the sacrifice and austerities, the supreme lord of all the planets and demigods, and the benefactor and the well-wisher of all the living entities, attain peace from the pangs of the material miseries. We should not be proud of our possession, Prabhupada is saying. As expressed by Mother Yashoda herein, I am not the owner of possession, the opulent wife of Nanda Maharaj. The estate, the possession, the cows, the calf, the subject like the gopis and government are all given to me. One should give up thinking of my possession, my son, my husband. Janasya moho ayam aham mameti. Nothing belongs to anyone but the Supreme Lord. Only because of illusion do we wrongly think I am existing or everything belongs to me. Thus Mother Yashoda completely surrendered unto the Supreme Lord. For the moment, she was rather disappointed, thinking, my endeavors to protect my son by charity and by other auspicious activities are useless. The Supreme Lord has given me many things, but unless He takes charge of everything, there is no assurance of protection. I must therefore ultimately seek shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead, as stated by Prahlad Maharaj. Balasya neha sharanam pitrao narasingha. A father and mother cannot ultimately take care of their children. Ato graha kshetra sutapata vitai janasya mohu ayam aham mameti. One's land, home, wealth, and all of one's possession belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although we wrongly think I am this and these things are mine. So, what do you think? What do you think? How practical applicable is this statement of Yashoda for our practical application? Everything belongs to Krishna, but Krishna is mine. This is the best philosophy. God is mine, everything belongs to God. Krishna is mine.
But we don't think so.
It's a very difficult statement. It's easy to read, it's easy to write, but very, very tough to accept in real life, right? Yashoda prayed, the Supreme Lord maintain and protect my son. If that is so, then what is the use of my foolishly thinking in terms of I and mine? Giving up her false conception and surrendering to the Lord, Yashoda speaks. I think that I am the wife of Nanda Maharaj. Almost same things, right? By daily worship of Vishnu, the Brahmins and demigods, by meditation, by giving charity, I myself can give protection to my son. I thought like that, but this nothing is happening. This is all misconception.
It means we should not give charity.
I don't say this. What she is thinking,
Yes.
this is all misconception. I should not be proud because actually all of the Birja's wealth has come by the mercy of Vishnu. Similarly, it was Vishnu's mercy that my child was protected at every moment from demons like Putana. I should not think that I, as just another mother among the common cowards with the earthly sentiments, am his protector. This type of logic is temporary, not permanent in Yashoda. It is similar to the temporary desire of a confirmed materialistic to give up wife and family because of some temporary spiritual urge. Sometimes people say, oh, I'm going to Vrindavan, I'm not going to live at home. But it is just a temporary. So all these thoughts in Yashoda were temporary. This is a sort of, too much deep love for Krishna, therefore she is thinking like that. Examining her external condition, she strengthened her belief about her natural position in 3 lines. In the 4th line, she examined her internal position and in fear surrendered to the Lord. So, examining, so here, Laghu Vaishnu Toshan says, therefore I surrender to him. Examining her external condition means my husband, my son, my estate, my property. This is in 3 lines. Is about her natural position. And the last 4th line, examining her internal position, that I belong to Lord, and in fear she surrendered to Lord. I see my son as high or low because of my bad intelligence. Kumati. Caused by Lord's inconceivable Maya. Therefore, I should surrender to the Lord, since I have no bhakti. Or if I am in illusion, I must surrender to him. All her words, by astonishment and other emotions, simply nourishes her prem and become part of the prem. Just as everything turns salty by being in the ocean. So all these statements are simply a deeper and deeper and deeper love for Krishna. All her knowledge has been created by Lord's Maya. Sanatana Goswami writes, all her knowledge, which she is now saying, renunciation and everything, has been created by Lord's Maya. After confirming his powers, she surrendered to the Lord to destroy her illusion. Considering the real truth, all relationships are temporary. Understanding the relationship were false, she indicated her foolishness, Kumati. Or rejecting the 3 options, starting with a dream. Oh, earlier we said dream, Dev Maya, and bad health. dream, she accepted the fourth option, that's Krishna's Maya. But then to destroy that idea, she surrendered to the Lord of the universe. By directly perceiving relation with the first three options, dream, devatas, illusion and bewilderment of the intelligence, she discarded, thinking him to be the Supreme Lord with the universe within him. The fourth option is also illusion. That is my bad thought. The Lord is my goal. The Lord should remove this bad thought and confirm that Krishna is my son. This is her mood. Verse 43. Itham viditta tattvayam gopikayam sa ishvara Vaishnavim vyatanotamayam putra snehamayim vibho. Now Krishna thought, if Yashoda will think me that I am the Supreme Lord, I am showing the universal form, then maybe she can put me in some temple room and worship me. How can I go out and play with my coward boys, steal butter? So immediately he has now spread his Vaishnavi Maya. Mother Yashoda, by the grace of the Lord, could understand the real truth that Krishna is Supreme Lord. But then again, the Supreme Master, Krishna, by the influence of the internal potency, Yoga Maya, inspired her, Yashoda, to become absorbed in intense maternal affection for her son. So Krishna, she bewildered for a while, and then Krishna again used his Vaishnavi Mayam. Although Mother Yashoda understood the whole philosophy of life, at the next moment she was overwhelmed by the affection for her son by the influence of Yoga Maya. Unless she took care of her son Krishna, she thought, how could he be protected? She could not think otherwise, and thus she forgot all her philosophical speculation. This forgetfulness is described by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur as being inspired by influence of Yoga Maya, Mohan Sadharmayam Maya. Mohan, one who bewilder. Sadharmayam means his own Swarup Shakti. Sa means his, Dharmayam means his nature, Mayam, it means Krishna's Yoga Maya. Materialistic persons are captivated by Mahamaya, whereas devotees by the arrangement of spiritual energy are captivated by the Yoga Maya. So this is the difference. Discerning the truth in this way, Itham Viditta Tattvayam, she knew everything. Yashoda desired to give up her sense of possessiveness. Nothing belongs to me. But then Lord, as a small boy, thought, who will cuddle me? Who will cuddle and hold me? When the Krishna thought in this way, Yashoda was overcome by the very form of the affection for her son. Putra sneha maim. The word maim in this phrase means affection itself, namely prem in the form of paternal affection, vatsalya bhav. The word mayam here indicates bewilderment. In other words, Yashoda became blinded by prem. When she who protected Gopikayam, here the purport by Jiva Goswami is on the word Gopikayam. When she who protected, Gop means to protect, her son, by her motherly love, had understood the truth mentioned in the first three lines of the previous verse, Being attached to the family is an illusion. For the purpose of Krishna's enjoyment of pastime, Itham, the Lord who is capable of fulfilling her prayers, Ishvaraha, spread his mercy, Mayam, to her even more than previously, Vetanot, so that she would no longer see this vision which was contrary to her love, which means universal form. This mercy was filled with deep mayam, affection for her son. That affection was deeper than any other person's affection. This was not material affection, but rather the Swarup Shakti of Vishnu, Vaishnavim. Vaishnavim. So almost everything is here up till Vaishnavim. And here Sanatana Goswami writes, Krishna did as she desired. Sukdev calls her Gopikayam, wife of the cowherd. One meaning of Gopikayam, wife of a cowherd, out of prem. Or out of respect, he calls her the queen, the protector of the earth. Gopi, go means earth. And Gopal, Pal means to protect her. Or she was the protector of happiness of Krishna's various pastime. So there are three meanings of Gopika Yam in this line. Or fourth, or by her nature of being a cowherd, she was endowed with the power to spread great affection. Thus Krishna spread his Maya, which followed his desire, Krishna's desire, Vaishnavim, in the special way, Vetanot, since this Maya was related to Vishnu, Vaishnavin. It could enter everywhere immediately, or it could create a relationship with Vishnu. It was not inferior, but eternity, knowledge and bliss, Shakti, Sachidanand. Not only did this Maya create a relationship with Vishnu or Krishna, but produce a special bhakti. This Maya produced a special bhakti. It was filled with affection of thinking of Krishna as her son. Putra Sneha Mahim. Mahim means full, or the very form. Even if one knows the truth, such bhakti is hard to attain. Krishna was capable of doing anything because he is called Ishwar in this verse. And that bhakti is not temporary, like knowledge of the truth, which she had earlier of renunciation. Krishna is all-pervading, Vibhu, and his Shakti is also all-pervading. Thus the affection is continuous, and thus it is said that he spread this Maya, and thus knowledge of the truth produced by seeing the universal form, which abstract bhakti did not occur in her again. Our Vaishnaving Maya means his own eternal existing mercy, Krishna's personal mercy. Putra can also be vocative, means addressing to the Parikshat. O son, Sukdev calls to Parikshat with affection in discussing affection. Now verse number 44. Sadhyo nashta simrti gopi saropya aroham tat atmajam pravardha sneha kalilah hridaya sida yatha pura. Sadhyo nashta simrti, everything about universal form forgotten. Immediately forgetting Yoga Maya's illusion that Krishna had shown the universal form within his mouth, Mother Yashoda took her son on her lap as before, feeling increased affection in her heart for her transcendental child. Mother Yashoda regarded the vision of the universal form within Krishna's mouth as an arrangement of the Yoga Maya like a dream. As one forget everything after dream, Mother Yashoda immediately forgot the entire incident. As her natural feeling of affection increased, she decided to herself, now let this incident be forgotten. I do not mind. Here is my son, let me kiss him. Just as one quickly forget a dream, though the influence of through the influence of Maya, Yashoda forgot completely about the universal form. In the presence of the Aishwarya Gyan, knowledge of the Lord's opulence and majesty, intimacy and affection is restricted. Now being unrestricted, Yashoda's affection increased even more. Sukdev described Yashoda as Pravardha Sneha Kalila Hirdaya, one whose heart was completely covered, Kalil, with increased affection. That knowledge or investigating the incident disappeared. She saw Krishna as he who came to her womb, Atmajam. This was a cause of increased affection, a sign of the knowledge disappearing. Her love for Krishna was at the highest level as previously, or as previously she placed him on her lap. Though she was on the highest level, her affection increased because of relishing and every moment newer and newer taste. This is the nature of Bhakti Ras. This is according to the Vaishnava Siddhanta. It is explained in Bhakti Bhagavata Amrita Uttarakhand. Seeing the universe just by opening his mouth was the will of the Lord. Otherwise, whenever Krishna opened his mouth to eat or drink, Yashoda uh, could see the universe. No, it was Krishna's will. She cannot see every time. Among the people, the universal form is seen with knowledge of Lord. That is its nature. Knowledge of the Lord, which obstructs special bhakti and which arise by seeing the universal form, should disappear by my mercy, Krishna is thinking. Also, bhakti increased by the arousal of the intense pain of separation. Yashoda was in her position by worshipping great devotees. Yashoda was in her position means to become the mother of Krishna by worshipping great devotees. By her amazing conviction, all her doubts disappeared. She was as she had been previously. This indicates that she had developed very firm affection. Thus, knowledge of Krishna as the Lord vanished. Let the memory of the universal form remain. It is not harmful. She did not see this form in his stomach all the times because of the Shakti, which covers his lordly aspect. Krishna's Shakti covers his all Aishwarya, that is written here. Previously, he derived the special happiness from caresses of his mother, and now he had given her pain by this vision caused by his fear of his eating dirt. It was not shown by the Lord as his most excellent feature. Some devotees think that the infant pastime of Lord arises from the kiya shakti, not by the gyaan shakti, which gives knowledge of his powers. I don't know what is this. Some think so, we don't think. So this verse is most important verse. This verse is called Paribhasha Sutra of Krishna's pastime. Traya cha upanashadebhi cha sankhya yogis cha satvataihi upagiyamana mahatmayam harim samanyata atmajam. The glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are studied through the three Vedas, the Upanishad, the literature of Sankhya Yoga, and other Vaishnava literature, yet Mother Yashoda considered that the Supreme Person her ordinary child. Srila Prabhupada writes, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Vaidesya Sarver Aham Eva Vedyo, so through Vedas Krishna has to be known. Now Srila Prabhupada goes further. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatana Goswami that there are three purposes in Vedas, and one is to understand our relationship with Krishna, Sambandha, and another is to act according to that relationship, Abhideya, and the third is to reach the ultimate goal, Prayojan. The word Prayojan means necessities, and the ultimate necessity is explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prema Pumartho Mahan. The greatest necessity for the human being is the achievement of love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here we see that Mother Yashoda is on the highest stage of necessity, Prayojan, for she is completely absorbed in love of Krishna. Now, in the beginning of the Vedas, Vedic purposes, in the beginning, the Vedic purpose is pursued in three ways, trai, the Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, and Upasana Kanda. When one reaches the complete perfect stage of Upasana Kanda, one comes to the worship of Narayan, or Lord Vishnu. When the Parvati asked Lord Mahadev, Lord Shiva, what is the best method of Upasana or worship? And Lord Shiva answered, Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param. Vishnu Upasana or Vishnu Aradhana. Worship of Vishnu is the highest stage of perfection as realized by Devaki. Now this verse is comparison between the love of Devaki and Yashoda. So Devaki has realized Vishnu. But here Mother Yashoda performed no upasana, for she has developed transcendental external love for Krishna. Therefore, her position is better than that of Devaki. In other words, in order to show this, Srila Vyasadeva enunciated the verse Traya cha Upanishado etc. When a human being enters into the study of Vedas to obtain Vidya, which means knowledge, he begins to take part in human civilization, which means actually Varna ashram. Then he advanced further to study the Upanishad and gain Brahma Gyan, that is intermediate, impersonal realization of the absolute truth. And then he advanced still further to Sankhya Yoga in order to understand the supreme controller who is indicated in Bhagavad Gita. Param Brahm Param Dham Param Dham Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. When one understands that Purush of the Sankhya, the supreme controller, to be Paramatma, one is engaged in the method of yoga. Dhyana avastaden tadgaten mansa pashyanti yam yogina. But Mother Yashoda has surpassed all these stages. She has come to the platform of loving Krishna as her beloved child, and therefore she is accepted to be on the highest stage of spiritual realization. Absolute truth is realized in three features: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdyate. But she is in such ecstasy that she does not care to understand what is Brahma, what is Paramatma, or what is Bhagavan. She is Bhagavan has personally descended to become her beloved child. Therefore, there is no comparison to Mother Yashoda's good fortune, as declared by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramaya Kachida Upasana Virja Vadhu Varagena Ya Kalpita. The absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, may be realized in different stages. As Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yathavam prapadyante. As men surrender, I reward, and everyone follows my path in all respect. One may be a karmi, gyani, or yogi, and then a bhakta or a premi bhakta, but the ultimate stage of realization is prema bhakta. Prema bhakti, as actually demonstrated by Mother Yashoda. Now, Chakravarti Pad has a lengthy purport also. In this verse, Vyasadeva shows how Yashoda's maternal love was superior to that of Devaki. Yashoda's love remained unrestricted in spite of seeing Krishna's powers and hearing about Krishna's powers from scriptures such as three Vedas, which glorify Krishna as Yagna Purusha, Lord Vishnu, the personal beneficiary of all sacrifices. Krishna is glorified as Purusha, Supreme Lord, in the Sankhya Shastra, Paramatma in the Yoga Sutra, and Bhagavan in Pancharatra writing Satvata. Without regard for time or place, Mother Yashoda considered all powerful Lord who is glorified directly and indirectly in the scripture as an ordinary child. Yashoda thought, by the mercy of our powerful family deity, Lord Narayan, who has been satisfied with our austerities and worship executed by the Nanda and me, and who has been satisfied with the many austerities of Prajanya, our say Nanda's father, my father-in-law. I have been given this son, who karmis glorify as absolute truth, pronounced in the scripture. People accept this because of the Garga Muni's statement that Krishna is equal in quality to Narayan. And because of these stories of Krishna's killing gigantic demons like Putana and others, therefore everyone believes my son is Narayan, but actually he is just my child. If he does not see me for a moment, he becomes very disturbed. And I also become disturbed when separated a moment from him. Our experience is our proof. In this way, Mother Yashoda thought about Krishna. As the fruitative workers think of the Lord as the Yagya Purusha, according to the Vedas, similarly Yashoda thought of the Lord as her son, due to her Vatsalya Prem. Just as Krishna gives result to the karmis who worship him, he reciprocated with Yashoda's maternal affection. But Krishna could not respond fully to the amount of affection offered by Yashoda. Yashoda's love was too much, Krishna could not reciprocate. Remaining debtor, Krishna was content to be dependent on Yashoda's mercy and control and cry for her milk. This will become clear in later chapters. One should take this verse as Paribhasha Sutra of Krishna Leela. As a lamp sits in one place, in dark room lights up the whole room, so that statement in the scripture which can reveal the meaning of all scriptures or regulate the meaning of the scriptures is called Paribhasha Sutra. This verse stands as the regulator for all the pastime related to Aishwarya, displayed of the power and opulence, shown during Krishna's Komar, which means Gokul, Kaishore, which means Nandagaon, and the pastime in Mathura, Kurukshetra, and elsewhere. In between is Pongal. So, Jiva Goswami writes, Yashoda is supremely fortunate. Fortunate. Lord is praised in the three Vedas, ultimately as the Antaryami of the Karma and Upasana. He is praised in the Upanishad as the greatest Brahma by qualities and Swarup. He is praised in the thesis Sankhya and the Yoga, meaning the Purusha, as Bhagavan. He is praised in the Pancharatra Agam scriptures, Satvatai, which are filled with worship of the Lord. Agamas as well as the Puranas are included in this list because they are accepted as agamas of the Vedas, angas of the Vedas. The Lord is glorified to some little extent in these works, since the Lord is actually unlimited. She considered that Lord to be her son, caring for him affectionately as mother. This is greatly astonishing. Seeing the greatness of the universal form is not accepted. Seeing the greatness of the universal form is not accepted, whereas realization of the baby pastime, such as drinking Yashoda's breast milk while seeing him as the son, is accepted. Now, these are the quotation from the second canto. As long as meditation on the Lord and the witness of all being superior to even Brahma, which has bhakti as an element, does not manifest, one should remember the gross universal form after performing necessary rites of karma yoga. So once one gets bhakti, there is no need of universal form. The yogis will worship the Lord, an ocean of bliss, eternal in time and space, and nothing else, since other things will cause degradation. Nor does seeing universal produce knowledge of the Supreme Lord as Krishna. Of course, she said that her child may have astonishing power. She then defined the Lord who cannot be understood. She then stated that she thought of Krishna as her son just as she thought of Nanda as her husband because of the Maya. But this does not mean that she saw Krishna as the Lord, for otherwise she would have praised him as Devaki did. The meaning of this episode is not that seeing Krishna as the Lord is superior, seeing him as her son is inferior, since that meaning cannot be found in the verses. This meaning would also not agree with later questions and answers in the text. Parikshit praises her for rejecting knowledge of Krishna as the Lord and instead worrying about his protection and feeding Krishna milk. He laments for Vasudeva and Devaki, who, though knowing Krishna as the Lord, did not have affection for him as their son. The most knowledgeable of poets, such as Vyasadeva, also state that Yashoda's realization of Krishna as her son was the highest. Sukdev established Yashoda and Nanda as superior to Brahma and Shiva, though they have great devotion and all knowledge. They are even superior to Lakshmi. This will come in next verse, next chapter. The meaning is this: those ordinary people who worship Krishna as the son of Yashoda are superior to all the Gyanis. Elsewhere, the superiority of this love is mentioned. Rajan Pati Guru Alam Bhavatam Yadunam, my dear king, the supreme person, Mukunda, is actually the maintainer of all the members of the Pandavas and Yadu dynasty. In this way, with an abundance of the splendor caused by Krishna, they played with him, though he is pure consciousness or happiness known as Brahm for the Gyanis, the Supreme Lord for the devotees with Dasya Bhav, and an ordinary human being for those covered with material illusion. 10, 12, 11. If this is so for the general devotee, what to speak of those like Yashoda and Nanda? Thus the conclusion stated become even stronger. So here is a similar verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi. Ei mata dohi kare na dharme vichara vishuddha vatsalya mishrera nahi jane ara. In this way, Jagannath Mishra and Brahman discussed the principle of religion in the dream. Yet Jagannath Mishra was absorbed in allied parental mellow and did not want to know anything else. In Srimad Bhagvatam 8, 10, 845, it said, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped with exalted hymns by all the Vedas and Upanishads and by the great personalities through the Sankhya Yoga, in the mode of goodness, was considered by the mother Yashoda and Nanda to be their own little son. Similarly, Jagannath Mishra also considered Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu his beloved little boy, although he is worshipped with all veneration by learned Brahmins and saintly persons. And same verse is also in Madhya. Now, next section we'll go. Before that, if we have to discuss something, Parikshat Maharaj inquired about the Nanda and Yashoda's exalted position, 46 and 47. Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
yes, Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, what should be the mood of your sadhaka who is practicing bhakti? Whether Krishna should be mine or I should be Krishna's? Means, should I pray that I'm yours, Krishna? Or should I think that Krishna is mine?
Highest is Krishna is mine.
But I haven't come up to the Yashoda Maya's level. I'm still practicing conditioned soul.
So I am Krishna's. That's so good. That's the Chandravali's mood. And Radharani's mood is Krishna is mine. One is leftist, one is rightist. Krishna is mine. He is my master. He is my friend. He is my son. He is my lover. This is the ultimate highest realization. Everybody belongs to Krishna. But somebody claim Krishna belongs to me, that is highest. The affection for Krishna. I am Krishna, there is no affection in this. This is a passive statement. Very deep philosophy in a couple of verses which we have covered up till I think hardly 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 46 verses we have discussed. But there is a real depth of the philosophy.
May I ask one more question?
Yes.
So there was a purport in which Prabhupada compared Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya with Devaki and Vasudeva. So the Nitya Siddhas are Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya, and they did not undergo any austerity.
Okay.
That is what Prabhupada has mentioned. But I just wanted to know, did they do anything in in their previous birth? Because when Parikshit Maharaj is asking this question, Sukdev Goswami immediately started talking about that they are taking permission from Brahma to come down because Krishna is going to come.
And
But
then Sukdev will be puzzled that I have given a wrong answer. Therefore, he will start on his own Damodar Leela. And then he will say, the Yashoda's position is so higher that even Brahma, Shiva and Lakshmi cannot compare to him. And then when Brahma cannot compare to Yashoda, how somebody by blessing of Brahma can become Yashoda? It means Drona and Dhara, two Vasus, they wanted to have Vatsalya Prem and they asked Brahma to bless, and they entered into the body of Nanda and Yashoda to relish the Vatsalya Prem, but they are not original Nanda and Yashoda.
could you please repeat the last statement, Prabhu, if it is possible, little bit elaborately?
What? Which one?
The last statement which you made.
Last statement is that Lebheri Gopi, the greatest treasure of pleasure given to Yashoda is never given to Brahma, who was born from the body of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. It was never given to Lord Shiva, who always meditated on Lord. It was not given to the Lakshmi, she is always massaging the lotus feet of Lord. That Gopi Yashoda got. It means she bound Krishna. Neither Brahma binds Krishna, nor Shiva dare to bound Krishna. Neither Lakshmi can do that. So Gopi could do that. So nobody is equal to her. When Brahma is not equal to Yashoda, how somebody by blessing of Brahma can become Yashoda? When Brahma himself is not equal to her.
If Yashodamayi is greater than me.
That is the verse we have quoted couple times, and this verse will come in 9th chapter, maybe after 2-3 days. Le bheri gopi, na vrancho, na bhavo, na shri. These are the verses. These two verses are extraordinary verses of 9th chapter.
Okay. From the previous portion, Garga Muni has written the horoscope for Krishna. So based on, there should be a date, a time of birth to write the horoscope. So based on what he has written.
Oh, it was described in the early in a first second chapter we have described in a say it was is a Bhadrapad month, Ashtami Tithi to midnight, and I think it was Monday, Tuesday, Mangal, it is Wednesday.
It was Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, Rohini, Nakshtar, and all other things. Astrology is completely very clear, and he can immediately do that by the astrology. He has he has told his past different incarnation, his present, his future, even Pit Varna. He explained everything about from the astrology.
But I'm still confused whether that time is taken from Devaki or Yashodamai.
He came from both.
Came from both, same time.
It's only there was a difference of one, one nakshtar has four parts, four charan, 1, 2, 3, 4 timings, one nakshtar. So Devaki gave to Devaki and Vasu Krishna appeared in second part of Rohini Nakshtar, and to Yashoda and Nanda appeared in third part. Only there is a difference of couple minutes. To the Vasudeva and Devaki who appeared, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, the Brahma on behalf of Mother Earth requested Lord Vishnu to appear to unburden the earth. And that is what Nanda, or that is what the Vasudeva and Devaki saw as a Vishnu. But since it was the time for Krishna to appear, which is regular in one day of Brahma, as a son of Yashoda and Nanda, that time was, by the way, this time both are coinciding. Therefore, Krishna appeared to Vasudeva and Devaki to unburden the earth from the demons, and Krishna appeared to Yashoda to give the Raga Nuga Bhakti, the love of God. And they both joined together. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu. But the child who was born in Mathura, brought by Vasudeva to Gokul.
He joined, he immediately merged into the Yashodananda and Krishna. They both become one.
Okay.
When he can be from 400 to the baby Krishna, so he can also merge into the other Krishna. What is the problem? This is the Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and with Pranam.
Yes.
Prabhuji, this previous verse, and still maybe I didn't fully understand why this verse became the Paribhash Sutra for
45, yes.
yes, but what characteristic of that verse?
This is, you can see this one similar verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. You know? It means the Vedas, the Upanishad, the Sankhya Darshan, and the Vaishnava Pancharatra Satvita, what they all describe. Beyond that all is the position of Krishna to be the son of Yashoda. And Srila Prabhupada has, and step by step, first he said, he's a Sambandha Abhide Priyojan, and then he says Gyaan Kand, Karma Kand, Gyaan Kand, and Upasana Kand. Then he says Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Then he's beyond Bhagavan. Even she is not able to, she is not ready to accept in Bhagavan. She only accepts him as my son. So Srila Prabhupada has, in his purport, has given continuously how the higher and higher and higher, all these different Upanishad, Purusha, Paramatma of the yoga, they all, and Krishna is higher than all of them. So Paribhas Sutra means when we speak of the pastime of Krishna throughout the 10th canto, he is higher than the Vedas, Upanishad, Puranas, Sankhya, Yoga, and Sattvat. Sattvat means Vaishnava Pancharatra. He is higher than all of them. He is the source of all of them. I think same one verse is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela first, I think second chapter. Tanobha, Upanishad Tanobha, Veda Tanobha, that what they say, Brahma Jyoti is just the effulgence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. Something, so all these different philosophies, they ultimately culminate in a Supreme Lord Sri Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
In that commentary, it says this verse stands as a regulator for all pastimes related to Aishwarya, displays of power and opulence, shown during Krishna's Kaumar and Kishore childhood and youthful ages in Mathura, Kurukshetra, and elsewhere. Trying to really understand what it means to be a regulator for all pastimes related. Is it basically saying that, this mood that Mother Yashoda has, where Krishna is her son, right, beyond
This is
any other?
the line you are reading.
Yes.
This verse stands as the regulator of all the pastime. Regulator. Related to the Aishwarya means opulences or power shown during Krishna's Komar means childhood pastime. Killing Putna and all these different and showing universal form and everything. And Kaishora, which means Krishna's Ras Leela pastime becoming one man. And that you see this Kaishore pastime, Govardhan Leela, first verse says Bhagavan. And the Ras Leela, the first word is start Bhagavan api taratri. The word Bhagavan is added to Govardhan Leela, Bhagavan is added to Ras Leela, because this is not the pastime of some ordinary person or some. This is pastime of Bhagavan, api. Even if he is a Bhagavan, but still he is doing this. It is nothing for so the Kishore is Ras Leela, and 7 year is also this is Kishore. He is reaching to the Kishore at that age, because when he's 7 he looks like 10 plus. And Komar means when he's 3 is a Gokul. This is a Gokul, but in between there is a pastime of the Pongal, which is not somehow here, but it should be there. But it says in Mathura and Kurukshetra also. In Mathura and Kurukshetra also, it means the speaking Bhagavad Gita, and Kurukshetra and Mathura killing the Kansa. These are all opulences. The showing universal form to to the Arjun. They are all opulences. So this is something. He says, who is doing this all? This is a Krishna is doing it. Which Krishna? Yashodanandan Krishna, which is the source of all these things. For whole Bhagavad, the Paribhas Sutra is Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But for Krishna's pastime, this is the Paribhas Sutra. This is Chakravarti Path's commentary.
Right.
Yeah, for our Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the Paribhas Sutra is Anya Bilashita Sunyam.
Right.
Is it okay?
Thank you, Babu.
So we can do two more. Yes, Prabhu.
One question is there in question bank. How did Krishna increase his mother's anxiety?
Oh, is there any quote from which verse?
No, Guruji. Verse number is not mentioned in any question, Guruji.
Okay. This is no anxiety here. Krishna's anxiety is particularly mother's anxiety. We have seen when he was crawling and holding on to the harna and these clawed animals. That times the mothers were in anxiety. So anxiety is mostly there. And in the universal form there is there's a astonishment and there is a fear. Could be called anxiety, but the anxiety exactly is there. And particularly we have discussed this bewilderment and anxiety to increase the subsequent attraction and love. Ekanta, you have a hand up?
Yes, Hare Krishna, I also have a question.
Yeah.
I was asked sometimes that do the inhabitants of Raja, Gopas, Gopis,
What?
associates
Say again?
the question is, do the inhabitants of Raja, Gopas, Gopis, his parents, do they have spiritual bodies or material bodies when they manifest the pastimes on earth?
I think at least we have read Yashoda's body, Devaki's body is Satchitana. They are Vishuddha Sattva. They all are Vishuddha Sattva. Deva Rupena Devaki, the word in the we have already discussed. They are all Shuddha Sattva bodies. Krishna's eternal associate which are coming from the spiritual world, they all are Nitya Siddha, they are Ragatmik Bhakta, their bodies are spiritual. They don't have material bodies.
Thank you.
Sorry?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Which one is missing? Today we have 23. One, which is missing? 24. Look at verse 25.
No, Prabhuji, what you meant is that a question on anxiety that
Okay.
Ramananda Krishna asked is actually the answer is in verse 25. Verse 25.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So, who is missing today?
Anta Mataji should know, she is the moderator.
Is
I'm
my
trying to understand, but
huh?
all the main persons are here.
Who?
I don't know, because we have some listeners which are not really.
Oh.
We have Advaita Krishna Prabhu today here.
Yeah.
Advait has no question till now? No comment? Missing.
Is he there? I doubt.
Yeah, missing.
Yeah, he is off today.
Okay. So, shall we complete 2 more verses for today and then leave it for the rest for the last day? And then we will have time more to discuss maybe. Verse 46. Sri Raja Vacha Parikshat Maharaj asking, Nandas kimakrodha brahman shreya evam mahodayam yashoda cha mahabhaga papau yasya stanna hari. Now when after seeing the universal form and again by the Vaishnavi Maya, Yashoda immediately thought, oh, Krishna is my child. She took her on lap and then she started breastfeeding. And when Parikshat heard this, he was astonished and then he asked this question. And when you come for the Brij Darshan, then this is Brahmand Ghat, where the place where this pastime took place, and a kilometer from there, on the bank of Yamuna, there is a Chintaharan Ghat. Chinta means says sort of anxiety, and Haran means to give up the what is exactly English word for Chinta?
Worries.
Yeah, to be free from the worries of seeing Krishna, universal form. So there is a ghat. Ghat means on the bank of Yamuna there is a place called Chintaran Ghat, and there is where Yashoda went for a while and she became peaceful there. And yeah, then this Raja is asking, is astonished. He says, having heard of the great fortune of Mother Yashoda, Parikshat Maharaj inquired from Sukdev Goswami, O learned Brahman, Mother Yashoda's breast milk was sucked by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What past auspicious activities did she and Nanda Maharaj perform to achieve such perfection in ecstatic love? As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7:16, Chatur. So, what Prabhupada is giving purport to pious activities. So, pious activities are Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam. Juna Sukriti, no, Sukriti means pious activity. So Srila Prabhupada has taken pious activities, now he is saying pious activities. So, without Sukriti means pious activity. No one come to the shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord is approached by four kinds of pious. Okay, we know this, everybody knows. Artho, Jigyasu, Artharthi. But here we see that Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda surpassed all of them. Therefore, Parikshit naturally inquired, what kind of pious activities did they perform in their past lives by which they achieved such a stage of perfection? Of course, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda are accepted as father and mother of Krishna. Yet, mother Yashoda was more fortunate than Nanda Maharaj. Krishna's father, because Nanda Maharaj was sometimes separated from Krishna, whereas Yashoda, Krishna's mother, was not separated from Krishna at any moment. From Krishna's boyhood to his childhood, and from his childhood to his youth, Mother Yashoda was always in association with Krishna. Even when Krishna was grown up, he would go to Vrindavan and sit on the lap of, say, even when Krishna was grown up, it means when he was in Dwarka, he came back to Kurukshetra, when he came back to the Vrindavan, he would go to sit on Mother Yashoda's lap. Therefore, there is no comparison to the fortune of Mother Yashoda, and Parikshit Maharaj naturally inquired Yashoda's H.M. Mahabhaga. Seeing how Yashoda's love did not diminish in the least, even after hearing about and seeing the Lord's powers, and understanding that Yashoda and Nanda's love far surpassed that of Karmis and even the normal devotees, Parishad became greatly astonished and inquired from Sukadeva Goswami. King Parishad said, what pious activities, Shreya Mahodyam, Nanda must have performed to get such great result. Parikshit referred to Yashoda as Mahabhaga, most fortunate, because her pious activities were even more. Yashoda's affection for the Supreme Lord has been described. Having heard of her parental affection for the Lord and astonished by her great fortune, Parikshit inquired about Nanda and Yashoda's good fortune. What type of pious acts which cause such complete affection, Mahodayam, Mahaudaya, did Nanda perform? What did Yashoda, even more fortune, Mahabhaga, do since the Lord drank her breast milk? Pitva amritam payas tasyaha pita sesham gadabhridam brita. Lovingly she let her son drink from her breast, which become wet with milk, just by their touch, which Krishna had also drunk previously. This is something about Shadgarbha. Are you understanding? This is just chapter 10th canto 85:55, verse 55. This Krishna Balaram went to pay obeisance to Devaki, and she was requesting, you brought the dead son of your spiritual master Sandipani Muni. I have not seen my 6 children killed by Kansa. I would like to see. can you bring them? And then Krishna Balaram from Sutralok brought those 6 children, and and they drank the milk. Pitva amritam payas. Tasyaha pita sesham means of which Krishna has paid. First Krishna once Devaki also fed Krishna his breast milk. Now it is a prasad for those 6, and by drinking that, sesha means leftover, and then they all are delivered. Lovingly she let her sons, means 6 sons, drink from her breast, which become weight from the milk just by their touch, which Krishna has already drunk previously, Bhagvatam. Thus Krishna had drunk the milk of Devaki also, and other coward women also, when he became the coward boy, when Brahma stole the cowards. However, though Devaki had fed Krishna, her love was mixed with conception of Krishna's Aishwarya, and he did so only once, not as a habit. He drank from the gopis' breast, but in another form, as a coward boys, taking the form of their coward sons during the Brahma Vimohan pastime. Thus, they did not have the same affection for Krishna as Yashoda did. Thus, Krishna's drinking from her breast is glorified more.
Until what age he would have drank breast milk?
Who?
Krishna.
Oh, Krishna for Yashoda, you are saying?
Yeah, Yashoda Gopi. Until what age?
The other gopis, it was 4-year-old, because Brahma Vimohan Leela is 4 and 5 year. And usually when the child breastfed for 5 years, that mother is called Padmani. One who feed the child for 5 years called Padmani. And in a Damodar Leela, Krishna himself climbed on the lap of mother and started, he climbed on, and she then gave the breast milk. So he was strong enough to walk and climb on the lap. And 3 years, the mother which feed 3 years is called Kamini. But walking children, we have seen breastfed. They are walking with mother on olden days, not nowadays.
Yeah, thank you.
Yashoda's great affection for Supreme Lord has been described. Having heard of her parental affection for the Lord, parental affection for the Lord, and astonished by the great fortune, Parikshit inquired about Nanda and Yashoda's good fortune. A form of all Vedas are directly form of the Supreme Brahma. You know everything about this. This for Sukdev. What type of pious acts which cause such complete affection, Mahodyam, did Nanda perform? What did Yashoda, even more fortunate, do since the Lord drank her breast milk? Why in some version of indicate that all chapter 6, 7, 8 indicate that all that was said in chapter 6, 7 and 8, or it referred to this pastime only, of crawling only, or it refers to covering of her knowledge on seeing the universal form, or her increase of affection. Yashoda is distinguished from the Devaki, though he drank from Devaki's bread also. That is same verse quoted. Now this is the last verse for today. I think we have time. Yeah, we have a time. Pitrau nanavindetam Krishna udara arabhakhitam gayanti adhyapi kavayo yaloka sammalapaham. Although Krishna was so pleased with Vasudeva and Devaki that he descended as their son, They could not enjoy Krishna's magnanimous childhood pastime, which are so great that simply chanting about them vanquishes the contamination of the material world. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, however, enjoyed these pastimes fully, and therefore their position is always better than that of Vasudeva and Devaki. Krishna actually took birth from the womb of Devaki, but just after his birth, he was transferred to the home of Mother Yashoda. Devaki could not even have Krishna suck her breast, maybe once. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj was astonished. How had Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj become so fortunate that they enjoyed the complete childhood pastime of Krishna, which are still glorified by saintly persons? What had they done in the past by which they were elevated to such an exalted position? Since Krishna also drank Devaki's milk, what is the difference between her and Yashoda? This verse answers by saying that Devaki and Vasudeva, Pitro, who are famous in our family, could not enjoy. In our family means the family of, in our family, could not enjoy with their eyes. Na avindetam. Krishna's joyful udar, giving happiness, childhood pastime. The word udar, magnanimous, also indicate that Rohini, who took the role of Balaram's mother, and Gopis, who acted as Krishna's mothers during the stealing of the cows, were not excluded from seeing Krishna's joyful childhood pastime, whereas Vasudeva and Devaki were. Udar include all the others, Rohini and other gopis. Though the Vasudha and Devaki attained the benediction of being Krishna's parents and were famous everywhere, they did not experience Krishna's infant activities. Though he is the most generous, Udar, giver, since infant activities were not possible after going to Mathura, his generosity, Udhar, is eliminated in the following verses. Rajan Pati Guru Alam Bhavatam Yadunam. This is 5, 6, 18. Srimad Bhagvatam 5. O King Parikshit, Krishna was the protector, instructor, object of worship, giver of the affection, and the protector of both the Yadus and Pandavas. But he was sometimes your servant. The Lord gives liberation, but not bhav bhakti to others who worship him. This is, what is this verse? Is there in a 5, 6, 18? Can somebody look? This should be with Yudhishthira Maharaj, some talk with Yudhishthira. Can somebody look this verse? 5, 6. 5, 6 means
Yes, it's
This is
Shukadeva.
activities of Lord Ajma,
this is of the Lord Rishabh Dev, yeah?
Rishabdev.
Yeah, teaching, but this verse is there, 5, 6, 18?
Yeah. Sukdev Goswami is saying.
To whom? To whom? 6, 18.
Second to Parikshit Maharaj.
Very interesting, good verse, huh?
He talks about Krishna. He talks about Krishna serves as a family, as a messenger, as a servant, and so on and so on.
But this is with Yudhishthira Maharaj, and but who is the person to whom this talk is going about? What?
Shukdev Goswami is speaking to me.
To?
Of course, if Shukdev just spoke to Parikshit, right? Always everything.
Okay, Parikshit. Okay. Oh, now 24th has appeared. Okay. Even great devotees spend second half of lifetime of Brahma thinking themselves successful by glorifying him. Even great devotees spend the second half of lifetime. The Brahma's first half is over, 51 years. So 50 years are over, now 51 year first day, and the first day's middle is going on. Thinking themselves successful by glorifying him and not even seeing him directly. Brahma and others, Kavyaha, continue glorifying him even today. Glorifying Yashoda and Vasudeva and Devaki. Starting with giving instruction to the Nanda and others in the first half of Brahma's day life. This is the cause of good fortune for all people. Even in the age of Kali, this glorification destroys the sins of all the people. It means pastime, childhood pastime. It makes all the people successful by being handed down in succession. Though starting from one point, Mad Bhakti Yukto Bhuvanam Punati. A devotee thus fixed in loving service to the me purifies the entire world. 11:14:25. Nirpeksham muninam shantam nirvairam samaddarshanam anvartanam aham nityam angri. I always follow the footsteps of my pure devotees. Krishna is saying maybe. Who are free from all personal desires, are wrapped in thought of my pastime, are fixed in me, without any feeling of enmity and equal to all conditions of the world. Let me be purified by dust from their feet. Suta also says, Krishna charitam kali kalmashaglam. The activity of Krishna destroys the sins of Kali. O greatest of the Atmaram, such as you, the great devotee from time without beginning till even today, sing what is sung in the Shruti and Puranas, filled with the highest bliss. They sing as if made in various places, not simply reciting. Those topics of Krishna's infancy destroy the obstacles of karma of low people like me. Just by hearing them, person like me becomes successful. What pious act, this is a Parikshat saying, did those persons who experience those pastime perform? Parikshat shows great astonishment. The great affection is described. Fortune greater than that of the Janak and his wife and Vasudeva and Devaki, who performed austerities of bhakti. Why there is the word Janak? Bhakti is spreading over 4 yugas is described. These parents did not experience Krishna's infant pastime directly, since those pastimes were withdrawn when they went to Mathura. They did not experience his infant actions, great because they belong to the source of all avatars. Krishna are great, Udar, because they give unlimited result of bhakti, mukti and bhakti. Bhukti, mukti and bhakti. What can be said about directly experiencing those pastimes? They are glorified and gives the greatest results. Brahma and Vyasudev, Kavyaha. Brahma is also Kavi and Vyasadeva is also Kavi. Both are in the Bhagavatam Adi Kaviya. Sing even today in Kali Yuga about these pastimes. Why they completely uproot sin of all the people? They completely uproot sin of all people. Otherwise the sin of Kali Yuga could not be destroyed. Or the poet sings from his birth till now continuously about this pastime. For that purpose they destroy the suffering of sansar for all jivas. Or even today, after a long time has passed, even the Atmarams, Kevalya, sing about these pastimes. Why? Those pastimes destroy the peace of mind, sham, and talking lap of the sages, because they stimulate intense prem. Or the pastime destroy the conversation of those who are Atmaram, sham. They speak only about those pastimes, being all full of rasa. They naturally become the highest goal. What pious act did Nanda and Yashoda perform so that they experience this his infant pastime? Now this last section, hardly 5 verses, story of Dhara and Drona. We are leaving it for last class. Is it okay? All right.
Yeah, thank you.
We have 10 minutes for discussion. Yeah.
So it's amazing to see that Parikshit Maharaj, continuously in 7 days. I mean, we have been together for like 4 years, trying to study. But Parikshit Maharaj in 7 days absorbed everything.
This was the common speaking language. There was no need of translation per word to word meaning. They were saying he was just. Even today, those who are doing the mool part means all the original verses, they speak 4 hours a day. So 4 hours if they chant, 4 5 hours they can finish in 7 days. When we speak Bhagvatam as a discourse, then we cannot cover all the topics, but simultaneously the person who is reading verse by verse whole Bhagavatam, and he also finishes in 7 days.
But they don't understand anything. But Parikshit Maharaj is
Oh no,
completely realized.
this was a different. Parikshit Maharaj was selected for receiving Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
Like Arjun was selected for receiving Gita and Parikshit. So the grandfather and the grandson has given the both Gita and Bhagavad to the whole world. But both have undergone big sacrifice. One Srila Prabhupada saw a photo of Krishna and Arjun somewhere, and then he stopped there and he said, he was laughing and he said, to get a photo with Krishna, Arjun has to kill all his relatives. It's not. It's a very difficult and tough job.
Yeah.
And Parikshit has to also sacrifice everything. Parikshit is of the Bhav Bhakti, is a Kshanti, tolerance. We are speaking, reading, still we forget everything.
Yeah.
I remember last Bhakti Vedanta also only I did 5 first chapters. But again this time they said that this is all new. Till we get realize this Thai bhav awakened and realization, then this pastime will be natural as a part of our nature. As Prabhupada used to say, then the heart become television, and this pastime will be continuously played there. When this is from the name, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra includes everything. Only time is separating. It will manifest all the pastime one day. Question bank, somebody is referring some questions for everybody's enlightenment of one another.
It's my request.
Yes.
Definitely, we all are relishing the way you are explaining the pastimes, but along with that, if you also share, like today you asked a question, what is the practical application of this particular statement? So, like the end of each pastime, if you share something which we all have to apply practically in our life. and your personal realization when you read or when you share the pastime with us. It will be helpful a person like me.
I am also a student with you. Every time again we read together and we can discuss together, then much things will come. Sometimes it just stuck to me that this is a personal application, this is philosophical point. So we have to, when we read purport, we should immediately, our brain should figure out what should be here, what should be here. So, in this, what we have actually philosophically learned today is the universal form, Yashoda saw with the ordinary eyes. So, how great is the position of Yashoda as compared to the Arjun? But even she was not at all, uh, she forgot that universal form as it was nothing. She wanted to have Krishna as her son, not as a god. This is something oftentimes I ask in my classes, who is Krishna? And then everybody gives different answers. His Supreme Personality Godhead, he is Ishwar, he is controller, he is everything. But I ask again the question that if you meet Yashoda and ask who is Krishna, what she will say? She will not say he's God, he's Paramatma, he's super person. No, she will say he's my darling son. If you meet Arjuna and ask who is Krishna, he will say, he's my friend. You ask Hanuman who is Ram, he says, he's my master. If you meet some gopi and ask who is Krishna, he says, he's my life and soul, he's my beloved. So, the day when we have affection and say, Krishna is my master, I am his eternal servant. Personal relationship, actually initiation is establishing the personal relationship, because the name Das is added to some special name, which is name of the Supreme Lord or his some pure devotee. So that relationship, as long as is not in our consciousness that my relation with Krishna is this, and this is safest relation, he is our master and we are his eternal servant. And everybody, he may be Yashoda or he may be Radhika or he may be Sudama or Shabal, all are serving Krishna. Ekal Ishwar Krishna or Sabhrate. But like this, any sweet, there must be sugar. So similarly, the depth of service is higher, higher and higher. The servant has a service outside, the friend has a service in and outside, mother has a service even more deeper, that she feel I protect the child, and the conjugal is the highest service, but the service is the most important. So until unless in our consciousness we develop a deep affection for Krishna, we are at a shantaras. Until unless there is no affection, it is a shantaras. It's a neutrality. And there is no reciprocation in neutrality generally. So at least from these pastime, we should develop a desire, and some pastime will definitely attract you too much. I think maybe day after tomorrow or some other day we will read Prabhupada writes, anybody who wants to have a vatsalya or parental affection, see how Mother Yashoda is churning the butter, and he specifically writes that this is the way it should be done. So there are practically, we have to, this pastime already happened. How they apply to our life now, that aspect is more important. Anybody has any question or comment? No?
I have, if I want to develop the mood, the affection, that Krishna is my master. But
Everybody
then how
should
can
have
I?
this. Everybody should say, Krishna is my master, I am his eternal servant. Who is Krishna? He is my master, I am his eternal servant. This should be. Where is Krishna? You show your japa mala. Krishna is here, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This Krishna is with you, hanging around your neck. This should be your immediate answer. Where is Krishna? Here is a Krishna in his holy name. Who is he? He is my master. Then you can have a relation like a mother or friend or whatever you like. That will reveal in due course of time. Usually this pastime, when we could discuss, if any pastime click you and you find that, oh, this is very nice, if I could have been there, it means it is more or less next to your nature. And by repeatedly hearing those pastime, one day we will awaken our own bhav, sthai bhav.
Yeah.
That is the
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
yes.
Yeah, the idea of developing a stay bhav and then following ragatmika marg, like picking up one of the different personalities following a particular rasa, whether it is Vatsalya, Dasya, Sakya, that's a very advanced stage. But at least I'm appreciating the point. My comment is appreciating the point that actually we should never forget that he is our master.
Yeah, this is the
Because
baseline. Every
that's the
Jivera
general-
Swarup. Jivera Swarup Krishna Nitya Das. This is for all. We should start from here and then advance.
Yes. Yeah. I had a question on, because I didn't follow the class, but I was reading.
Yes.
When in the text 45 it says that Krishna is Harim Samanya Atmajovati is the general, like a Paribhasha Sutra for this section is Jashoda sees Krishna as son only. But does that apply also throughout all the different Krishna Leelas that every
Yeah.
single
It
person
says all the Krishna's pastime in Vrindavan, Kurukshetra, Mathura, everything. His pastime, every Krishna's pastime of 10th canto. This is the Paribhasha Sutra.
Yes. Yeah, but my question is, does also all the others also see Krishna only with that relationship in terms of just pure relationship, but no Aishwarya, or is it just
No, there's the Aishwarya also. There's the Aishwarya. We discussed this Aishwarya because you will find the word in the first verse of Ras Leela, Bhagavan api taratri.
that she never sees any Aishwarya?
Yeah, but it is always there, but you are not influenced by that. It's not going to shadow your deep love with awe and reverence. Still, your relation
So the
remains
Aishwarya is
same.
hidden.
This is Aishwarya Yukta, Aishwarya still. Aishwarya Yukt means along with awe and reverence. That is a Dwarka. And Aishwarya Sthal means no Aishwarya. It's Sankuchit, it's completely invisible. You know, the Rupa Goswami has one example. He said in olden days, people used to give charity in a secret way. So they used to give somebody ghee, clarified butter. And it is yellow in color. Cow's ghee is yellow. They put a coin of gold inside. So when people go to home, they it's a melted ghee in the winter. When they heat the ghee, then they see the gold, and then the ghee has no importance. They think of gold. That is the Aishwarya. And then Rupa Goswami writes, in Brajavasis, though there is gold coin inside, but their butter never melt. They never see the gold inside. They only think this is our butter, but that's all. So for them, Krishna is like that.
Yeah, how to get away from that Aishwarya?
No, Aishwarya
It's
has
so-
to be there. You know, this is Aishwarya.
Yeah, exactly.
Without Aishwarya, without Chamatkar, there is no Namaskar. Aishwarya means we become humble and we become
Because we are
surrender. But
Yes.
but the Madhurya, the other aspect is there is more at the level of love. But as long as there is no love awakened, Aishwarya is important.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhus. Hare Krishna. See you on Monday.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha kalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhu yaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnevyo.